I uploaded a video, secrets to trading Nasdaq, and this is what actually happened. What's good, everyone? It's your boy Lisiba Mutupi. I'm glad that you actually made it onto my YouTube channel. So let me just talk a bit more about my channel. Like, I post a lot of valuable content that's actually going to help you out with your trading career. So whether it's Nasdaq or currencies, I focus much more better on currencies. But even now I'm starting to learn or master Nasdaq, so I'll actually dive into it also. But this channel works on forex trading, and it's all about helping you be able to get the knowledge. I do have a group, a Telegram public group, whereby you can also join, subscribe to it, and then that way you'd be able to get the latest uploads, also get the setups that I share, also get like all these types of knowledges and things that I share. You'd be the first to get. But at the same time, I want you to hit the subscribe button if you're finding value from this channel or this video that I'm doing on, and also please do hit the like button if this is actually helping you out a lot. So on today's video, we're actually going to be looking at three important things there. So let me just break down what the video is going to be about. So firstly, I'm going to be showing you, because I remember I made the previous video was the secrets to trading Nasdaq, and I spoke about the secrets. The secret was actually one secret, and the day later something happened, and that something that happened actually paid me very well. So I want to show you guys what actually happened, and not only that, I want to show you what I saw in the markets, like what made me implement the trades that I did, take the trades, execute them, and most importantly, I want to share with you, stay with me up until the very end of the video, because I'm going to be sharing with you three important steps that you need to take in order for you to be able to master Nasdaq trading. So let us jump on to today's video. So basically, on both of my accounts, I actually choose profits trading Nasdaq. And I remember with the previous video that I had uploaded, I was speaking about like the secret to be trading Nasdaq. And one thing that I mentioned, the most important thing that stood out, was that Nasdaq is much better if you're taking long opportunities. Or for people that don't know what long is simply when you just buying the base and then you selling the code. So when you're buying Nasdaq, so it's much better when you actually buying Nasdaq. And then I was like, the secret that I prefer you guys to be working out on, or to be trading Nasdaq with, is that just focus on buying it, look for buy opportunities. And that's one thing that I done. And the next day, boom, Nasdaq shot all the way up with me. So I've got my phone here with me. I took a few screenshots of the trades that I actually closed, and I want us to speak a bit more about them. So with this, I'll put the picture here. You can simply see that the following day, or that same day in the evening, I bought Nasdaq, and like I said, I use one lot. And then I bought it on both of my accounts, that smaller one and the other one that I trade publicly. And then like it shot after like a few hours. When I looked at the markets, it was like later around this time. As you can see, the time is like 12 a.m. So it shot all the way to the upside, and I was like shocked. I was like, wow, what's happening? Because I wasn't expecting it to shoot like this so quick. I know that Nasdaq is very volatile and all these things, but I wasn't expecting this. Or it was the first time ever. Remember, I'm still new. I'm still a beginner on Nasdaq. So it was the first time ever for me to be experiencing such shoots or such huge momentum, let's say Nasdaq rising to the upside with such huge impulsive candlestick, me being in the 3-2. So I was excited. And then that actually, like at the end of the day, I ended up closing I think, let me just go a bit forward. There we go. As you can see here on my other account, I actually took home 6,613. So remember, the first time, the previous video, I took home 4,000 on this account, 4 point something. So now I'm taking 6,660, so which is like 10,000 from just Nasdaq on this one account. And on the other account, one thing that I took home was 2,071. So I took home 2,071, on which it was amazing, because I started this account with 1,000 rands, and I think the previous video where I was showing you guys the result, I closed maybe 3,000 or 2,000. I'm not sure, I forgot about it. But also I closed now 2,000. And it brings me back to my first time experience. There's a video where I was speaking about my first time experience trading Nasdaq, and I showed you guys that I lost 1.5. It was a bit painful, but I learned a lot from it, and from there I was able to just go forward. And you can simply see with the profits that I'm making now that that loss was minor. Someone would be like, you lost money, it's loss and all but it was minor compared to the profits that I'm making now. So currently, with this account that I do have on me, the other one that I started funding with 5,000 rands, I'm now on 33,000 profits. 33,000 rands, 269 profits. And I took out the initial capital, which is 5,000 rands, and 1,000 rands I took it out to fund on my other account. That's why the withdrawal is 6,000, because I took 1,000 and then I funded the other account, on which that other account, just by looking at it, you can simply see that the profits that I'm holding on it is now 7,532, on which the initial deposit was like 1,000 rands. But you can see here, like just by looking at this now, you can simply see that my deposit, I funded 5,000 rands on that other account, and on that other account I funded 1,000 rands. But here it's showing something different. It's saying that the deposit is like 1,017, and on that other one it's saying that the deposit is like 5,388. On which it's something that I don't understand how this works, but it's written here. As you can see here on the balance, it's like div paid to US and Nasdaq and all those things. Like I'm thinking maybe it's dividends of me trading Nasdaq. I'm not really sure. If someone maybe understands or knows what's happening, you can comment below, let me know what's happening. But they gave me money for trading Nasdaq, so that's one thing that I'm seeing, because it's like dividends of trading Nasdaq. So I took that home, but now, instead of just being looking into the results and all these things, I want us to take a look at the markets, take a look at why Nasdaq played out the way it did, and see if we can maybe come up with possible scenarios. And remember to stay with me up until the very end. I want to give you guys 3 most important lessons, or 3 most important steps that you guys need to be able to trade Nasdaq successfully at the end of the day. And also, I hope you guys can see the change or the transformation that I actually done. I was trading, normally I was using this to get my data feedback, but I kept on getting a lot of delayed or market closed and stuff, so it was very hard for me to be able to just trade using this one here. But I went, and someone commented in the, like on one of the videos, I think it's the previous video, and I was like, yo man, check out Nas, like type down Nas100 USD, and then you'd be able to see that like you're gonna get the Nasdaq without gaps. So I tried it out, and then I typed it, and I got this type of a Nasdaq, on which it's the same Nasdaq, just that this one doesn't have caps, like you said. So I'm very much thankful for you to show me that there's also another option that I can use. I didn't know that there was an option. Remember, we're all helping each other here, so I'm very grateful. But now I want to show you guys that it's the same setup that I had. Like, we got our lows. This is actually the bigger time frame one, or I mean the 60 minute obviously, but on the bigger scale or the bigger structure one, you can simply see our first touch, second touch. Also, a possible scenario could be a third touch here, go all the way to the upside, But I'm now focusing on this section. Remember, we're focusing on what the market is telling us now. So this is actually what I'm seeing. So now I've got my first touch here, my second touch being here. Now I'm actually at the third touch. So being at the third touch, let me just zoom in and show you guys something. Being at the third touch, you can simply see that even if I put support lines here, okay, let me make this be red. There we go. As you can see, when I put this as my support line, you can simply see that this could be a double bottom formation, like this, the first peak, and price couldn't break or close below the support. So basically, we are now at the second peak, at the support area, on which we are at the support area of the trend line, and also at the support area of horizontal line, on which it adds up to more confirmations on us being able to take a trade. So you can simply place a trade whereby you'd be able to, remember, don't take these as signals. I don't give out, like, you shouldn't be taking this as signals. Instead, for educational purposes and being able to just do this on your own, it's much better that way. So you can simply see that, obviously I like to target for a score of 1:3 or more. You can simply see that yes, it does allow me to have a risk score of 1:3 or more. It's even 3.2, on which it's much better. Stop loss can be below here. So let's say if this happens to fail this, you should always have different options and scenarios and opportunities and all these things, because most people, they only look for this, and then when it fails, they give up. They think that it didn't work out, on which there's also a chance of price pushing downwards. Let me use this quick. There's also a chance of price pushing downwards, and then coming to this line, this one here, giving us also a third touch, on which, if you take a look at it, it took you out. If you just by looking at it, you can simply see that it took you out. Like, let's say if you buy it now, you'd be in a negative, and then it would have hit your account already by here. So what you do is that you can still take the same trade. Now your target is going to be a bit more greater, and now you're making 4%, and your stop loss is going to be a bit more planned out, and then you can still go on in with this one here. So imagine you took a 1% loss or a negative percent loss, and then here you can either take another negative percent loss, on which you'd be on a negative 2%, on which it's not that much. But if, let's say, it does go all the way upwards, you're gonna be in net profit of $3, because this one would have took you out 1%, but this one is giving $4. So -1 plus 4, it will be +3. So you'd still be in profits at the end of the day. This is what I mean when I speak of consistently profitable. And also, I'm not looking for long opportunities. I'll never look for long opportunities to Nasdaq. So if it does break out, let's say it does just do something else and then it shoots all the way to the downside. Remember, we are not market makers. You can never be a market maker. You can never say that this is going to buy and then it buys immediately. It never works that way. You just have to calculate your risk versus your rewards. So if it does this, it shoots downwards and then starts to correct and then goes downwards and stuff, then that will be something else. That will be, so I'm not looking for such moves. For now, I just have two types of scenarios. When that comes, yes, I can plan out for it and stuff, but I'm not looking for that for now. So let us use what we got. But so far, Nasdaq, it's looking amazing. These are my first targets. Then obviously just by adding up trend lines. Okay. Let's see if I can just add up trend lines, on which this is something that I'm doing now when I'm with you guys, just by adding up trend lines. Okay, this is obviously my first target here, and then possibly price can shoot all the way to the upside till here, then maybe come back down, then continue doing this. But there's a lot of opportunity to the upside trading Nasdaq. You just saw me going straight into the charts and staring at Nasdaq, like looking at how it moves, and understanding, and like most importantly learning it. But now I want to give you guys 3 important lessons that I actually took down from me being able to be a beginner from trading Nasdaq to understanding it and being able to say that I'm trading it consistently profitable and also confidently. Because whenever I place trades on Nasdaq, it's not because I'm guessing on all these things, it's because I'm confident in whatever trade that I'm placing. So I want us to focus a bit more on that. Remember, I do have a Telegram group. Please do make sure that you join it. I'll put the link in the description box, as whenever I see Nasdaq opportunities, I'll be sharing them with you guys. So it's a win-win situation. It's actually a win-win, like on your side situation. But yeah, I wanted to speak about these 3 important factors. So the first thing that I noticed was, like, I started off with observing. So I started with observing and seeing what others are doing. So while doing this, I was like just looking, observing, like seeing most people are actually making money when they buy Nasdaq instead of when they sell Nasdaq. When they sell, it will be scalping. I'm not a scalper. I can't take a trade for just 5 minutes or 10 minutes. So most people will just be scalping those downward movements, and because of also the spread difference and all these things, when you scalp, it's very it's a bit difficult to make a lot of money when you scalp, unless you use a bigger lot size. That's the way it should be. So I don't want it to be that. I don't want to be in a trade whereby I'm a bit skeptical, or I'm biting my fingers to see if if it's working out for me or not. I need to just take a trade, forget about it. Then when I look, it's going well. That's what I want. So I observed what others were doing, and then I started seeing what's working for them and what's not working for them, and I started wanting to focus on what's working for them. And I noticed it was a lot of buy opportunity. A lot of people were making more money when they were buying and holding it. So I was like, I want to be a part of that. And tell me, what do you guys think about my improvements? A lot of you guys mentioned to me that I speak a bit fast, so I try to speak slower here. Just let me know if you guys are seeing the changes. And let us move on to the second step. Now the second step is actually, remember the first one is like observe. The second step is actually backtesting. It's very much important to backtest. Literally, I spent 3 months backtesting, like looking at the charts, understanding what they're doing, trying to just come up with possible scenarios of why did this play out this way, why is this happening like this, like just backtesting, literally just looking into the charts and trying to understand each and every move. Not obviously like perfecting everything, you can't perfect everything, but understanding it and becoming the master of the craft that you're actually looking at and that you're actually trading, because it's going to give you money at the end of the day. And most people, I see a lot of people like take this from me, a lot of people don't want to backtest or don't want to try out different strategies because it seems like it's going to take them long to learn. It only took me less than 3 months maximum, but then less than 3 months, to be honest, learning Nasdaq, seeing, observing, backtesting, just to be able to get the skill. So most people, they just want to just jump into the quickest way out, which is not the way. And the third one, it makes me move on to the third one. The third one is actually to implement. You need to implement on what you have observed and what you have backtested. So backtesting, you'd be able to just see that this is working. Like observing, you are seeing what's working for others and what's not working for them. Backtesting, you're now seeing what's working for you and what's not working out for you. Implementation and refining, it's actually implementation and refining is when you are looking at let's say you're trading it, you're now executing trades on a live account. I suggest that you start off with a live account. It's much better that way, even if it's small money, 500 rands or maybe 100 rands if it's possible to fund with that much. So you're able to just refine those trades that you take, you're able to refine those executions that you take, you're able to learn a bit more from them. So you need to also do this. Like you can simply see with my previous video, after it took me literally less than or 3 months to be, I'm not sure about the track record, but I'm sure it's less than 3 months, somewhere around there, to start observing, back testing, and then implementing Nasdaq. And then December time was the first time I actually placed a trade on a live account trading Nasdaq, and I lost 1,500 rands on it. You guys remember the video I spoke about it. I wasn't scared to share it with you guys. I wanted you guys to actually take a message from me learning Nasdaq. I didn't mind losing money on my side, just so you guys can see the mistakes that I made, and then you can try not to lose money and then make let's say succeed from it. So yes, so I took a loss the first time trading Nasdaq. I blew my account even, it was worse, but I went back and then I refined. It brings me to the last step now. I refined, and then after refining like that, I was able to see that, okay, no, I done this wrong, and then I need to focus on this. So I done exactly that, and just this week I closed over, I think it's like close to 20 or maybe 15, 8, 16, somewhere around the 16,000 rands just by trading only Nasdaq. Yes, I do focus also on currencies, but I also made profits on currencies, but I'm now speaking about only Nasdaq. I closed that much, and it's actually a skill that I have for long-term purposes. It's not like a skill that, you know, next week I have to start off afresh and stuff. I have it now. I'm done with it. So for the rest of the year, let us see what this can, where this skill can actually take us. But I don't want to be eating or just grabbing all the knowledge and the skills to myself. I want to share it with you guys. So I hope that you actually got a lot of value from this video, and those 3 points are the ones that you should be taking down, taking note of, and just making sure that you also focus more on that. And I hope that you do make sure to watch more of the videos. Just scroll or browse through my channel, subscribe, share with family members, people that you believe need to see this. Share with them, like people that are blowing accounts, people that are trying to win, so they can believe and see that, okay, no, it's possible to really make profits from the markets. But it's a boy, it's from Mutupi, and I'm glad that you actually watched it up until this very end.